Hi everyone, I'm Simon and welcome to ColdWaterTanks. I've been wanting a bigger tank for a while now and I finally got one. So in this video I'll just give you a little teaser of what's to come on this channel in the future. The idea originally was to get like a 500 liter tank or something, but when a second-hand 1000 liter acrylic tank turned up online, I just had to get it. It's not often you see acrylic tanks for sale at reasonable prices around here. The guy selling the tank had the coolest freshwater tank in his basement, with these huge fish, like arowanas and stingrays. The 1000 liter tank looked tiny in comparison to that one, but you gotta start somewhere. Say hi to Charmine, my always supportive wife. A bit of cleaning was necessary, and I had to get rid of some of the leftover sand. The previous owner had kept some freshwater fish in his tank. The original idea was to get a chiller and keep this tank in my living room, but I just don't trust that the floor up there can take the weight of the tank with everything in it, so I decided to put it in the basement for now. Another advantage of that is that I won't need a chiller, which would be relatively expensive to run with such a big tank, I imagine, especially with the rising electricity prices. I still hope to get it into the living room eventually, but I have to have an expert check if the floor can take it. And with all the sand and rocks and everything, the final weight will be quite massive, I imagine. A huge advantage with an acrylic tank is that the weight of the tank is way less than a glass tank in the same size. So me and the wife were able to get it into the basement alone, which would have been impossible with a glass tank. There were 3 big external canister filters that came with the tank, which should be all I need to run in this tank. I don't have a skimmer yet, but I might just try running it for a while without it, see how it goes. I'm actually undecided what to put in the tank as of yet. I do have a couple of ideas. One option is just to put some of the bigger yet cool fish species we have around here. Like various wrasse is an option, like the cuckoo wrasse, which is quite beautiful, blue and orange, and they're pretty lively fish too, which is cool. As many of the fish we have here that are interesting are bottom dwellers, and they do stay hidden a lot of the time. I also always wanted a couple of common dragonettes. They are just beautiful fish. The other option is to try to do a deep water tank with a couple of really cool looking sharks that are plentiful around here in deeper waters. These sharks stay relatively small, which is perfect. It would be a bit more hassle to get the inhabitants though. And I'd also probably have to keep the lighting very dim, as that's what the environment is at those depths. I will definitely try that at some point, but I might just stick with the easier option this time around. I've also been wondering if I should try a deep sand bed in the tank, or if I should keep it as simple as possible. A live sand bed does sound really cool, but as it should be relatively deep, I think like 4 inches plus. I'm not sure that this tank, which is not very high, is the best choice for this. I did stop by a local beach to get a little sand sample to see if there was any life in it. I'm not sure if I should rinse the sand at all before putting it in, as that might remove some of the small creatures I actually want in there. At day later and the water seems quite clear though, but there's a thin layer of mud or something on the top of the sand, which I would at least have to remove. I have not seen a lot of life in the sand so far though, but there's a few trails along the glass there, which shows that there's something alive in there at least. Anyways, I'm not sure how quickly I'll get this thing up and running, as it'll take some time, which I don't always have an abundance of these days. But I am hoping it won't take too long. I am quite excited to get it up. I hope you'd want to follow along to see what this tank turns into at the end. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have any suggestions, advice, or just any kind of feedback, please leave a comment. I really do appreciate it all. Anyways, that's all for this time, so thanks for watching.